Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario with the character Damiel. This is scenario 5.5 over at the crypt. We're at this location. The difficulty of checks against the Banes that have the cold or undead trait is increased by 3, plus the scenario's adventure deck number, so that will be a total of 8. Alright, Damiel's hand is fine. Advancing the Blessings deck, we have a Blessing of Anubis. And exploring, we have a Blessing of the Elements. So with this, Damiel has a dexterity of d10 plus 4, so it's almost an auto acquire. We'll just go ahead and roll a d10, and we roll a 3. So 3 plus 4 is 7. We do acquire this blessing, and we will go ahead and discard this card to explore our location. So we'll do that promptly. Alright, exploring, we have a Flaming Ransuer. Plus 3. It's a weapon 5, and Damiel really wants this card. Unfortunately, Damiel only has a melee strength of d4. He has a blessing. It's a polearm melee slashing two-handed magic. So there's no way Damiel can acquire this boon. Oh well, so it gets banished. Oh, that was unfortunate. Advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Blessing of Bastet, and we get an Armored Kilt. Alright, well this is something that Damiel can acquire on a d8. Let's see what happens. So he rolled a 6. Alright, so we do get the Armored Kilt, which we will promptly discard. Damiel's hand is fine. Advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Blessing of Pharasma, and we get the Elemental Arachnid. Well, this guy is absolutely adorable. Combat 17, he's a construct. So he's immune to the mental and poison traits. You may play any number of armors during this encounter. Well, it turns out that Damiel does not have any armor, and he's going to take 1 acid, cold, electricity, and fire damage. So, looking at Damiel's hand, he has nothing to prevent that damage. So he's going to take 4 points of damage. So, let's see, what is he going to do? He doesn't really have, well, he does have this Ice Blade Spell Dagger, which will help him defeat that Bane. So we don't want to take that as damage. We don't want to lose our Scarab Sand, but we will go ahead and take 4 points of damage otherwise. 4 points of damage. Now we're going to do a Dexterity plus 1d4 plus 3 check. So that means we're adding plus 7 to our Dexterity check, and we're adding a d4. So adding plus 7 to this roll, we still have to roll, and then what we're going to do is, since Damiel is a mad scientist, we can recharge a card that has the alchemical trait to add 2d4 and the poison or acid trait. So I really like Damiel going the mad scientist route because he gets to roll more dice, which is very beneficial. I mean, of course the mad scientist is going to roll more dice. Rolling all these. So we rolled a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus our buffs of plus 7 is 21. So the Elemental Arachnid, after doing 4 points of damage to us, has been banished. Alright, let's go ahead and reset Damiel's hand, and now we will advance the Blessings deck. It's another Blessing of Pharasma. We get the Graven Guardian of Set. Construct, combat 12, immune to mental and poison traits. Alright, well, once again, we're going to use Ice Blade Spell Dagger. Ice Blade Spell Dagger is d10, and it's also a d4. We're adding a total of plus 7 to this roll. And we're going to do the Mad Scientist thing again. We're going to recharge our Noxious Bomb, and we are going to roll an additional 2d4. So, adding 7 to that roll, I'm feeling fairly confident. You know what? Yeah, we'll do it. Well, it says reroll the dice. You know what? Oh, check this out. We have a Blessing of Isis, which says discard this card to add 2 dice to any intelligence check or any check that invokes the acid or construct trait. And look at that, it's a construct. So let's go ahead and roll an additional 2d10. Damiel says, you know, I'm not messing around. Here you go, Graven Guardian. So we rolled, what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 4 is 17 plus 7. Thank you, goodness. So yeah, that's actually, is that right on the dot? So 7 and 8, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 24. So 24, so we did defeat the Graven Guardian of Set with that terrible roll. But he says, even though you beat me, you still gotta roll it again. So let's see what happens this time. So we rolled a 1, a 6, a 9, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 7, 29. Yep, even second time around, he is defeated. Alright, well that is a worthy adversary. Resetting Damiel's hand. Let's go ahead and advance the Blessings deck, and we get the Curse of Fevered Dreams. Man, that card really sucks. Can't stand it. And fortunately, we have the Soul Stimulant. I like how Damiel has these cards that allow him to banish curses, because he totally needs to do that. We are done with this. Boom. And now let's go ahead and explore. We get a Tussa Silk Cloak. Well, a lot of minor treasures here. Constitution, Fortitude, check. Let's roll a D8. Alright, so wow, even with the D8 we failed to get that boon. Let's go ahead and advance the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Horus. We get a Holy Water Grenade. It's liquid, but it's not alchemical. Wisdom Divine 6. Well, Damiel only has a D6 wisdom. Hey, he actually did that. That's pretty sweet. Alright, he'll go ahead and add that card to his hand. Let's go ahead and advance the Blessings deck. Blessing of Osiris. Alright, we get telekinetic enunciation, dexterity, disable, intelligence, perception. We'll go with the dexterity, and this is a barrier. Damiel can reveal a card to add 1d6 to any check to defeat a barrier, and if it has the alchemical trait, he can add another d6. So we'll go ahead and do that. We have plenty of alchemical cards in our hand. And let's see. Anything else we can do? I guess that's it. So we're rolling these dice, and we are going to add +4 to our roll. Alright, so we rolled a... That's pretty cool. So we rolled a 15 plus 4, 19. The telekinetic enunciation has been defeated. Well, Damiel's just plowing through here. Blessing of Thoth for the Blessings deck, where we get a Shocking Chest. Dexterity disabled 12 or Strength 5. So once again, we can use our Dexterity, and we can use Damiel's power, since it's a barrier, to add 2d6 to this check, and we can add +4 to our roll. Alright, pretty exciting. So we rolled 10, 11, and a 3. So 14, and we get to add +4, so 18. So it says here, after you act, if the result of your check to defeat is less than 17, so we actually rolled 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, cool, so we don't take any damage. If defeated, draw a weapon, a spell, and an item from the box. And Damiel has this really cool power now, since he's a mad scientist, that when you defeat a barrier that has a lock or trap trait, you may put it in your hand. You may banish a barrier to add your craft skill to your check to defeat a monster. Now, as a mad scientist, is that just phenomenal or not? So we will add this to our hand. So we'll toss the Blessing of Wadjet so to make room for that card. Or actually, no, we don't have to discard any cards right now. What we are going to do is we are going to draw a weapon, a spell, and an item. So sweet. So random weapon here. Well, the item we get the Osirian History Guide. The random weapon we get is the Venom Heavy Crossbow. And we also get a spell. Damiel doesn't really care about spells. The Dune of Doom. So we can use his Arcane or Divine Skill plus 3d10. Wow. Even though he's not a spellcaster, this is a powerful spell. So we get all these cards and we get to add them to our hand. So since we have all this stuff, we might as well use a Blessing of Wadjet, which says that discard this card to examine the top card of your location deck, then you may explore your location. So we're going to do that because we have so many cards in our hand. It's going to be very beneficial. Let's go ahead and examine the card. So we're going to examine it, and now we may explore, and we will. So what's awesome is that thanks to the Blessing of Wadjet, well anyway. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. So we are exploring. Straighten out some stuff here. So it's an undead incorporeal sorcerer. It's a monster. Check to defeat combat 24. Immune to the mental and poison traits. If the check to defeat does not have the magic trait, the canopic soul is undefeated. Okay. Well, I guess it's pretty fortunate that we did pick up that Dune of Doom. It has the magic trait. And let's see what else. Well, that's cool. The Venom Heavy Crossbow has the magic trait. That is really cool too. Alright, so, wow, it's a really good thing we defeated that shocking chest. Before you act, the Canopic Soul deals each character at your location 1 mental damage. Well, that's not a problem. It does the damage and it blows up this book. So we say, haha, Canopic Soul. Then, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do a Heavy Venom Crossbow. Reveal this card, use your Dexterity range skill plus 1d10 plus 2. You may additionally discard this card to add another 1d12 and the poison trait. It's immune to the mental and poison traits. That sucks. So actually we can't. Actually we can. We can just reveal it to use Dexterity or range skill plus 1d10 plus 2. Alright, well, let's do that. Let's see, Damiel is proficient with weapons. Alright, so it's going to be Dexterity. Assembling my dice here. D10. Plus, it's another D10. So let me go ahead and grab the other D10. Plus, we get to add a total to this check plus 6. We're going to discard the shocking chest so that we can add your craft skill. So craft skill is another D10. So let me go ahead and find a D10 here. So we can add our craft skill. Plus what we're going to do is we're going to use Damiel's Mad Scientist power to recharge a card that has the alchemical trait. So we're going to add another 2d4 to this check. And then we have the Holy Water Grenade. It says here, well, no, that's not going to help us out. We're going to use this chakram. On your combat check, if you played another weapon, discard this card to add a 1d4. So we're going to do that. So we're going to be using all of these dice, and we're adding a total of our Dexterity, which is 6, and our, we're doing our Ranged, which is plus 6, and our Craft, which is plus 5. So we're adding 11 to this roll, and we only need a 24. Wow, is that amazing or what? So let's go ahead and do that. Rolling all these dice. And yep, that's it. That's all of them. Alright, so we rolled 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20. And of course, we were able to add 6, so 26, and 5 is 31. So we have defeated. Oh, you know what? It has, whoa, let's hold on one second. It has a plus 3, plus 5 is up, so it was a plus 8 modifier. Fortunately, I didn't mess up my dice here. So let's go get this back. So we had 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and there was a plus 8 modifier to defeat. So we had 21 plus 6 is 27, plus 5 is 32. So there we go. So we did defeat it because we needed 32 and we needed and we got a 32 on the dot. Wow, how about that? Isn't that amazing? I'm glad I remembered that. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So 33 check to defeat, right? 24, 32. We need a 32 check to defeat, and we rolled 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We needed a 32, and fortunately the ranged buff was +6, and the craft skill was +5, was this +11. So 10 and 11 is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 33, and we needed a 32. So yes, we were successful. Awesome. It says after you act, it deals each character 1d4 mental damage that may not be reduced. Alright, let's do it. So 4 points of mental damage. Ouch. We'll lose everything except our Venom Heavy Crossbow. And now we have to go ahead and draw cards to see if Damiel survives. And drawing cards, we are able to reset Damiel's hand. He had 4 cards left in his draw deck. So the Canopic Soul has been defeated and the location is closed. Alright, pretty amazing scenario. A lot of fun. The reward for that scenario is actually a card feat. So now let's go ahead and get to the rewards. So card feat for Damiel, as you may be able to see here, he has maxed out his items. He has maxed out his blessings. So the question is, what does Damiel want to do? He did just acquire a Venom Heavy Crossbow, so I think it would be in his best interest to gain another weapon slot. So he gained the weapon slot. The question is does he want to trade the Venom Heavy Crossbow? So let's go ahead. That was really cool how, I think the best part of that scenario for me was how Damiel was able to get that shocking chest. Let's go ahead and do a deck check here, so we can all take a look at what Damiel has. There he is. There's the man. Alright. So technically, let's look at his deck. This will no longer be in his deck, and he won't be able to, it's a spell 5. This is awesome. Damiel's going to have some really cool loot to trade to a trader. So let's take a look at his deck here. There. So he's got, he gained a lot of interesting loot and boons. That's for sure. He's got a lot of cool stuff he can trade. So this is just what his deck looks like. Assembling all the cards. He'll definitely have to get rid of a lot of these cards because he will not need them. And they won't fit into his deck. There's this cool little undead cat that's been with him for most of the, I would say almost all of the adventure. Let me Scarab Buckler, bombing fluid. This is awesome. I think we'll keep that. I think we'll keep it for the rest of the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and visit a trader. Falsine Deek. That's where we go. Let's see what Falsine Deek has to offer us. We're going straight to the items. We're gonna go ahead and shuffle these cards. And let's go ahead and look at what cards Falsine Deek is giving us. Items of 4 or 5 only. So he's going to give us the Sinovath, or we can take 4 or 5, or the Lamp of Fiery Visions. Okay,